This weekend, a new action movie from the director of The Raid, starring Tom Hardy, Timothy Olyphant, and Forrest Whitaker, drops on Netflix. So let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Sean, and I love to talk about movies and TV way too much. With that in mind, go ahead and join me down below in the comments section. Let me know, what did you think about the movie Havoc, and give me that point of reference. Is this just kind of a random action movie you clicked on Netflix because you like action or because you like Tom Hardy? Or are you a big fan of The Raid and wanted to see what Gareth was cooking this time? Now, this is a movie that kind of has been sitting on the shelf for a while. They did principal photography back 4 years ago, and then they needed to do just a couple weeks of reshoots. Nothing crazy, but you were kind of in the middle of COVID at the time, and then there was the writer's strikes, and then Tom Hardy is Tom Hardy, kind of a busy guy, and so it just took them a long time to do those reshoots. So this movie's kind of been out there for a while, and it's only just now being released. The Raid and The Raid 2 are widely regarded as two of the best action movies of the 21st century, and just some of the best action and martial arts films of all time. And in the last 11 years since The Raid 2 came out, the director has only put out one movie, and it was a gothic horror film. So not, you know, if you're a big fan of The Raid, not the follow-up that delivers the experience that you're wanting. So with this movie, it's the director of The Raid's return to doing action films. So for many of us, this is a movie we've been anticipating for quite a while. And just as a point of reference before we go into it, if The Raid and The Raid 2 are his martial arts films, don't go into this expecting another martial arts film. This is his tribute to Hong Kong Gun Fu, John Woo, Ringo Lam. So it has his style, but it's not so much martial arts as it is like very energetic gunplay. With all that said, let's get started. And to cut right to the chase, the first half of Havoc is a very by-the-numbers, a corrupt cop investigates even more corrupt cops in a very corrupt city investigation cop flick. Then, the back half of the film is the insane, chaotic action movie that you expect from the director of The Raid. The plot here is very familiar. It's a film we've seen many, many times before. When the action kicks in, it's awesome. It is just as stylized and dynamic as you would expect from the director of The Raid. And so that's what you have to go into with this movie. Realize you're going to be watching the first half of it and like, okay, yeah, there's some cool shots in here, a little bit like a cool chase scene right there, but the actual investigation stuff, it's only good at entertaining because it's elevated by the cast. When you're following around Tom Hardy, who always gives interesting performances, sometimes he's interacting with Forrest Whitaker, who's always great on screen, and then we're interacting with Timothy Olyphant, who has just great on-screen charisma. It's watchable enough on the strength of them, but it's very familiar. There's not a whole lot more to say about the plot because it's a type of movie where a crime is committed and a guy that's not so great is investigating people much worse than himself in this convoluted mess of competing value sets, different revenge missions, and it's that sort of film with a corrupt politician and the person with the troubled past trying to make things right. Like, it's all that stuff we've seen before. Then, about around the halfway mark, there's this club shootout, and you're like, here it is. This is the movie that I've been waiting for. It's frenetic. There's always so much happening in every frame. Both the choreography is just like so visceral and violent, and the camera is perfectly used to enhance that. You can see everything happening, but the camera moves to bring things to life. Every gunshot, and there's so many of them, you feel it because you see a flash of the muzzle followed by glass or blood. There's always something shooting throughout the air. It just has that just thrilling feeling of watching a 1980s Hong Kong John Woo movie, where everything is just brought to life. It's so lively. It doesn't feel like we're ripping off John Woo. There's no slow-mo, there's no doves, but it has that same exhilarating feeling in the action sequences. It's the kind of movie where you got to go into it like thinking this is not about what makes sense, it's about what's awesome. So, you know, it uses the good logic of why shoot someone just once in the chest when you can unload a full clip of a machine gun into them. It's a movie that would make John Woo and Paul Verhoeven proud with the number of blood squibs that spray out of everybody's chest. It's the kind of movie where, on average, a stuntman in each sequence had his chest explode 57 times. It's that kind of movie, and it's awesome for that reason. And it keeps finding new ways to shift around the dynamics where, like, every time you're like, all right, I've seen enough guys' chests explode with blood, and then we're shooting a harpoon through a face, and we're crushing a person, we're throwing a person through the floor. There's always something exciting that happens. It takes half the movie to get there. And then once it gets there, you get just this just bombastic, exciting action that you were waiting for. The movie kind of goes back and forth between looking really cool because it's so stylized with the vibrant color palette and looking very artificial. I'm pretty sure a lot of the car chase stuff and city stuff is CGI, AI, something, whatever it is. It's not practical sets, but it's also tough to tell because everything just has these bright colors to it and a certain gloss to it that the line between practical, real, and flashy AI, CGI, whatever, kind of gets lost. Like, at the end of the day, there will be better action movies than Havoc this year. But I really, really doubt any movie this year will have as thrilling and exhilarating and frenetic and chaotic action as you get in this film, where just everything is designed to do like, what's the most awesome thing you can do in this moment? Does it fully make sense? Like, it's the sort of logic, a row of guys with machine guns will miss our three people and they'll run inside and they'll pull out their pistol and they don't miss. Like, it's that kind of movie, where it's that kind of logic. You got to be able to accept that. You got to know you're going into a movie with a very familiar setup. The plot is not what you're in for. It's seeing Tom Hardy do his Chow Yun-Fat, to do Tom Hardy and Timothy Olyphant doing their The Raid. Like, that's what you're in for. And if that's something that excites you, like, yeah, awesome gunplay that is just full of energy and doesn't let up, then Netflix has got the movie for you this weekend. If you just have to have, like, man, I need a fresh new plot, just check out something else. Like, this is not the movie for you. As someone that loves, like, action movies and crazy action, that back in the 90s was discovering John Woo's Hong Kong work, was like, this is awesome! And then, of course, watched The Raid. I've actually never seen The Raid 2. Like, somehow I've never seen, like, I've been waiting for the right moment. I guess this is the right moment. That's what I should do this weekend, is do a double feature of The Raid and The Raid 2. But, of course, I've seen The Raid many times. Awesome. If you want that, the awesome action, and if that's kind of like the stuff you're into, you're not gonna, like, I can't imagine even Ballerina having cooler action than what this movie delivers, because it's just so violent and so crazy and like unbridled, like unafraid to just blow chests up, have lines of bodies just falling down, all with like fun choreography, sliding on the ground, shooting a guy twice in the air with a shotgun, bodies flying backwards. I love that stuff. And they ripped off John Woo a bunch 25 years ago, and we've moved away from it. And then now, Gareth Evans, the guy that did The Raid, he's bringing it back. Maybe I wish that he'd gotten someone else to write the script for him, or use someone else's script to bring this action to life. Like, please don't take so long to do the next one of these, and maybe work with somebody else on the script next time. But hey, I showed up for action. That's what I wanted, and you delivered on it, so I was entertained and had a big grin on my face all throughout the back half of this movie. Overall, it's a B on the entertainment scale. For me, it's an 8 out of 10, and it's a streaming movie, so you can stream it on Netflix. But if you're an action fan, it is a must-see action movie because I don't think you're gonna get better gunplay in any other movie this year than you will get from this movie. He does for gunplay what he did for martial arts 12 years ago. Go check this one out if you like action, and keep talking movies and TV too much. Bye-bye.